Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be walking you through on how to cut a circle dress with a circle sleeve. Please kindly help me like this video, and if this is your first time on my channel, kindly help me subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you can be notified when I drop amazing content like this one. Thank you. To cut this circle dress, these are the things I've been needing. I've been making use of my Ankara fabric and I'll be using 3 yards of it. I'll be making use of my scissors, my tape rule, my chalk, and also my ruler. So let's dive into the video. So I'll open my fabric up like this. As you can see, I will open everything up like this, and then I'll pick one side of the fabric and then fold it in a way that looks like a triangle. So you be sure you arrange it properly like this, and then I'll make another fold of triangle again. So this is basically folded into 4, which is the front and the back, and then one part of the fabric is going to be shorter than the other side of the fabric, and that will be at the back. So I'll be showing you how we'll go about that. You make sure you arrange your fabric well before taking your necessary measurements. So the first measurement to be taken is my shoulder measurements. So for my shoulder measurements, I'll be dividing it into 2, which is 14 inches. So 14 inches divided into 2, that will give me 7 inches. So I'll be adding extra half inches. So I'll be placing my tape rule on the part that has the wideness of 7.5 inches and use my chalk to mark it. After that, I'll use my straight ruler to draw a straight line on the marks I made. And then I'll be placing my tape rule on my shoulder line to take my neck width. So for my neck width, I'll be using 3 inches. And then for my neck depth, I'll be using 1 inches for it. And then I'll mark it like that. So from that 3 inches, I'll cuff it to the 1 inches. So for my shoulder slope, I'll be using 1 inches for my shoulder slope and then use my ruler to make a straight line on that. From the tip of my shoulder slope, I'll be taking my armhole line. So to get my armhole line, I'll be dividing my bust measurement by 6, which is 36 divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. So that will give me 7.5 inches. And then I'll mark the 7.5 inches there. After marking it there like that, I'll take my straight ruler to draw a straight line on the point I made. I'll also make a straight line on that point. That'll be for where I'll be taking my bust measurements. My bust is 36 inches. 36 divided by 4, that'll give me 9 inches. So I'll be placing my tape rule under the line I made and then mark the 9 inches there. So I'll be adding extra 1.5 inches for the sewing allowance. I'll mark 1.5 inches there like that and make a mark. The next thing I'll be doing is to take my gown length. For my gown length, I'll be using 38 inches for my gown length. And then I'll place my tape rule on my shoulder line to take my gown length measurements. So I'll just shift my fabric a little bit like this to be able to measure the 38 inches. So I'll first mark the 38 inches like this, and then I'll move my tape rule again also from my shoulder. I'll place it and then mark 38 inches like that. So I'll do it all the way to the tip of the fabric like that, and then I'll join the points together. So after joining the points together like that, I'll be adding extra 1 inches for the sewing allowance. I'll add 1 inches like that all the way to the tip of the fabric too, and then join the points together. After doing that, I'll drag my fabric back a little bit like this. As you can see, I'll just drag it a little bit. So from the 1.5 inches, which is for the sewing allowance, I'll just take my tape rule to make a straight line to join the gown length. I'll place my tape rule like this and then use my chalk to trace it all the way to my gown length like this. After tracing it out like that, the next thing I'll be doing is to place my tape rule on my armhole line. So to determine my midpoint, so I'll just fold my tape rule into 2 like this. Then whatever I have there, that will be the midpoint of my armhole. So I'll just make a mark there. So from the 1.5 inches of the sewing allowance, I'll just make a curve to join the midpoint like that. Then after that, I'll just cut it out. I'll cut it out like this. So this is it after I have cut it out, as you can see. So I'll just open up my fabric like this. You know, I said from the beginning that one side of the fabric will be shorter, and that's going to be at the back. So I'll be cutting out a fabric to join that side that is shorter like this. I'll be cutting another fabric to join it. So I've cut out the fabric I'll be using in completing the shorter side of the dress. So I'll just place it on it for you to see. As you can see it. So I'll be placing the back side aside and then work on the front parts. So I'll fold my front parts back like this and then arrange it well to be able to take the neck measurements. So for my neck depth for the front, I'll be using 3.5 inches for the depth like this, and then I'll make a mark. So from that mark, I'll just cuff it to meet the shoulder like this, and then I'll cut it out. So the back is going to be like that, so we won't be dipping the back just as we did for the front now. So after that, we'll go over to the armor. The midpoint there that I marked the other time, I'll just measure half inches there like this, and then I'll just cuff it like this to meet the shoulder slope. The front and the back armor are not always the same. The front is always deeper than the back parts, so we'll just cut it out like this. Once we are done with that, we'll be putting the front part aside to work on the back parts. So for the back, there'll be an opening for the back. The back will be open, so I'll just measure 4 inches for the opening of the back. I'll mark it like that and then just open it up. Once I'm done with the back part like that, I'll be putting the back side and also the front part aside so I can work on the sleeves. So for the sleeves, I'll be cutting the two sleeves together. The first thing I did was to fold my fabric into two. I folded it into two first, and then I fold it again. So that is fold into 4 like that. So the next thing we'll be doing is to place my tape rule on the tip of my fabric and then measure 4.5 inches for the cap sleeve line. So I'll be using my ruler to draw a straight line on that. So from the straight line I made, I'll just place my tape rule under it like this and then measure my round armhole. For my round armhole, I'll be using 7. So I'll just mark it. So from that point, I'll make a straight line to join the tip of my fabric. I'll draw a straight line like this, and then I'll place my tape rule on that line to get the midpoint. So I'll divide it into 2 like this, and then I'll mark whatever I have there. That will be the midpoint. So from that mark there like that, I'll just connect it to the tip of my fabric. I'll cuff it like this to the tip of my fabric. So from below the slant line too, I'll connect it to the midpoint like this. So I'll make a curve there too. After that, I'll be marking my sewing allowance. So I'll be adding extra 1.5 inches for my sewing allowance. And then for the length of my sleeve is 23 inches for the length. So I added extra 1 inches for the sewing allowance. So half inches for the sewing allowance of the armhole side and also half inches of the down part. So for this veil net, I'll be using it in making a design at the down part of my sleeve. So by the time I want to sew it in my next video, I'll be showing you what I want to do with it. So for the round of my sleeve, I'll be using 11 inches for the round. You can add more extra inches if you want it to be very big, but I don't want mine to be very big, so I'll be using 11 inches. So from that 1.5 inches, I'll just make a straight line to join the tip of my sleeve. So after that, I'll just cut it out. So this is the outcome of the sleeves after cutting it, and here we've come to the end of this tutorial. So I'll be doing video on how you'll be sewing this dress in my next video. Please kindly help me like this video, help me subscribe, and if you have any question concerning this tutorial, you can ask me in the comment section. Thanks for always watching my video. Thanks for the support. I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye.